Because of negative experiences that my partner and I endured with Wyndham Vacation Resorts, we are disputing our recent contract with them. We were misled and defrauded into purchasing a timeshare from them in 2014, and the following is an account of the entire process that we endured from beginning to end. In June 2013, my partner and I stayed at the Meadows, a Wyndham property in Branson, Missouri, on a friend's timeshare week through RCI. We were invited to a meeting explaining the benefits of becoming a Wyndham owner. At that time, our interest was in being able to stay at the RCIs because of their impressive deals. We attended one of their 90-minute meetings, which turned into 4 hours. Our salesman told us that we could use any of the RCIs because they were owned by Wyndham. We were misled and defrauded into buying hundreds of thousands of points, which was called the Discovery Plan. We were not considered Wyndham owners, but had an official membership agreement. We paid for the Discovery Plan and had 18 months to use those points. After returning home from that vacation, we called the Meadows and talked to our salesman on several occasions, but had trouble reaching him at other times. He reassured us that we could go to RCIs on our membership plan, but we found that we could not, and there was nothing we could do about it. We tried many times to use our points at Wyndham Resorts, but they were always filled. During the time that we owned this Discovery Plan, I was called several times and told that we had an option to upgrade to be an owner and to buy into Wyndham. In June 2014, a Wyndham representative called and stated that this option to buy would expire and that we should take advantage of it. He told me about a price freeze and explained the cost and the points and the maintenance fees, which would be good for 2.5 years. I was also told that after 5 years, Wyndham would buy back that property if we didn't want it for 20% of our cost. I declined to take his offer. In order to use up our Discovery points, my partner and I decided to base our vacation around the times that we could book 2 weeks at 2 different resorts back to back. They were relatively near each other and would be convenient to get to. We booked a week at the Wyndham Nashville and the next week at the Wyndham Smoky Mountains. My partner and I planned a lengthy vacation, visiting Nashville, Sevierville, Memphis, Dallas, Austin, and then home. It was to span 3 to 4 weeks. When we arrived at our condo in Nashville, we were invited to attend an 1.5-hour meeting the next morning to explain what to see in the area, side trips, shows, and this would include breakfast. We would also receive a $100 American Express gift card to spend in any way, so we agreed. We entered into a large room the next day that was very crowded. At the desk, we checked in and were given name tags. We got our breakfast, and the salesman came out. We then met our salesman, who walked us to his cubicle. He visited with us for several minutes and then acted amazed when we told him that we were lied to in Branson and acted like he couldn't believe that it had happened. He proceeded to visit with us more. During the conversation, we stated that we weren't interested in buying, but he continued talking, changing the subject. We explicitly told him our frustration and anger about having been lied to in Branson, and he acted amazed that we were treated like that, but explained that we were right about not having any access to any RCIs. It was because we were only Discovery owners and not property owners. He and another man stated that they would make it up to us if we bought, meaning the lies, by giving us several 100,000 more points and making us VIP owners if we bought a property for so many 100,000 points. They ignored our concerns by introducing us to another salesman who entertained us and was trying to enter the entertainment industry there in Nashville. There were several of them. One of them played the piano, another played his teeth, and so on and so on. We must have dealt with 7 or 8 different salespeople during our session. The strongest one, and possibly the most powerful one, was a man, the second one, who seemed to have the power to make deals. He had a British accent and eventually, personally, arranged for us to attend a show and dinner free of charge. We wanted to be out of this meeting by noon in order to watch football and sightsee, but they disregarded our request and brought us lunch anyway. We objected, but that didn't stop them. They continued to talk, making it sound so easy. One of our main objections into buying into Wyndham was the availability of using the RCI program. They explained that we could transfer our points from Wyndham Vacation Resorts to RCI for a $200 fee each time. We didn't like the fee, but they explained that we could use the RCI Last Call program and showed it to us on their laptop with all the locations. We figured out later that they were showing us the RCI website, not the Last Call website. The Last Call website is very limited with very few choices and short lead time. That was another lie. As far as maintenance fees, our salesman had asked us if we normally spend, between the two of us, $1,000 a month on typical items like groceries, gasoline, dinners, and so on. Of course, we said that we easily spend that minimum amount. Neither my partner nor myself use credit cards that earn rewards, so this point system was rather new to us. They told us that the maintenance fees rarely, if ever, go up and sometimes go down. Those two salesmen assured us that $1,000 a month in expenses would easily earn us enough points to pay our monthly maintenance fees each and every month. My partner said, "That's over 8% return. Unbelievable." They confirmed that it was all true. Realistically, that is nowhere near the truth, and it is more like 1%. Points do not equal dollars, and dollars do not equal points. We would have had to charge a minimum of $10,000 a month to pay maintenance fees. We were lied to, but convinced by what we were told, and we're excited to have answers to these questions and concerns. We asked many, many more questions, and they left the area several times to check our credit and so on. Towards the end of the day, we were told that if for any reason we were dissatisfied with our purchase, Wyndham Vacation Resorts would buy back our points for at least 25% of cost, probably more. The contract reads that they have first option to buy for 20% if they want to. We asked this question 5 different ways to make sure that they confirmed the buyback thing. They confirmed that Wyndham could do that after 5 years of our ownership. We were intentionally misled, lied to, and defrauded. One of the times that they left the room, they came back and said that my partner's credit score was not good enough, but mine was, so they could go ahead with a transaction with my name. However, after we returned home, we checked my partner's credit score and it was fine. It was good. So they had lied to us about that. I specifically asked them in the meeting if there were any other costs or charges involved in our purchase, including an enrollment fee for our silver membership, and I was told no. I always ask these questions. At no time were we told that we would be owning a deed to a property in Nashville, Tennessee, and were never told that the maintenance fees varied from location to location in different states. We found out later that the fees we are being charged for maintenance are among the highest in the nation. In addition, we have already been informed that our monthly maintenance fees have been increased. We were told that we could stay at any of the Wyndham hotel properties for 20% off of the offered price to the public. We found out that those discounted rates are also offered to the general public. We were also told that we could earn points for our stays at any of the Wyndham properties, including the hotels, and can earn a free night after 3 or 4 stays. That was a lie because only certain qualified stays count. We were never told that, and never told that a qualified stay, what that meant. We thought that we had used our Wyndham discounts for at least 3 hotels we stayed at on our way home. But when I checked online after returning home, we saw that they had not been recorded. We filled out the form for missing points and sent it in. The response we got was, "Your hotel stays were not qualified stays." After being told that we could go anywhere in the world in our meeting, I was excited about going to the Galapagos Islands. They encouraged us by saying that it would be a great trip. They didn't say that they don't have a property there. They also did not tell us that the Wyndham timeshare would become part of our estate and would pass on to our heirs. Our heirs would then be completely responsible for the maintenance fees and everything else, whether or not they wanted it. It is tough when bombarded by waves of salespeople with different stories and pitches to concentrate and read the sheets of paper being put in front of you. Every question asked by us was answered with what they felt we wanted to hear, not what the contract said. Those are the lies, deceptions, and fraud that Wyndham committed. We were led to believe we were buying points to anywhere Wyndham had property. We had no idea we were buying a deed to a room in Nashville. We questioned the points, and they filled our heads with so much information, inconsistencies, and contradictions that we weren't sure what to believe. In the end, we felt like idiots, but we took their word on it. In the end, we had to put down a certain amount of money for the down payment plus closing costs on one credit card, and the monthly maintenance fees will be on that also. The rest of the amount was put on another credit card, and we understood that both amounts, both cards, were to be interest-free for 6 months and no payment required until then. Upon returning home, we were immediately billed for the first amount, and so we paid it to avoid a hassle. And since then, we have been paying our monthly maintenance fees on that card account. In similar situations like this, my partner and I would have always read all of the words for a contract, but there was no way that we could possibly read all of the words in all of those documents while we were sitting there. Besides that, we had been there for 8 hours, were tired, and hadn't done anything vacation-like. No one mentioned that we would only have 10 days to cancel this contract and to cancel everything if we didn't want it. And they knew that we would not be home for 3 to 4 weeks. We understood that we could cancel when we returned home. Other than that, they scheduled a welcome phone call to be made to us on the Monday after we returned home. Several weeks later, they said that during that call, everything would be explained to us. But that phone call never happened. Of course, at that time, we hadn't even arrived home yet. After arriving home, we had to call many, many times to get answers to our questions, and sometimes got different answers from different people. After we checked out of our condo in Nashville, we drove to Sevierville, Tennessee, where we checked into the Smoky Mountain Resort. And we were immediately asked to go to another meeting the next morning. We explained that we had just bought in Nashville, but they still offered us breakfast and another $100 American Express gift card. We said okay and showed up the next morning. Our saleswoman was there tried to sell us more points, and we explained that we had just bought a property a few days ago and needed to look over the contract when we returned home in 3 weeks. She called over her manager, who had just transferred from Nashville and personally knew our other 2 salesmen. This man and the girl told us that the maintenance fees at their resort were slightly more than half of our maintenance fees, as opposed to the amount that we had just agreed to. We were shocked because we had not known prior to that time that, number one, we only owned a property in Nashville, and number 2, that the maintenance fees varied from one resort to another. My partner and I felt like they wanted us to transfer our ownership to theirs, but we declined. It probably would have been a better deal for us, but we didn't do it because it wasn't the right thing to do. We were told about all these great programs that we would be involved in from the Wyndhams. Perks, which would save us money on many purchases, friends and family hotel rentals, Wyndham Club Pass program, Shell Vacation LLC, VIP status, Wyndham Rewards points, and many more. It is tough to concentrate while being bombarded by waves of salespeople with different stories and pitches, and to concentrate and read the sheets of paper being put in front of us. We were pressured, and every time we tried to leave, someone somehow would stop us. Even after we returned home, Wyndham called and tried to get us to commit to other vacation deals. They offered me a $200 gift card good for 2 months and a $100 credit towards another stay by taking this offer. After succumbing to their pressure, I called 2 days later after changing my mind and canceled. During that call, one of their employees tried to argue me out of canceling. The person he connected me to offered me more and more and more rewards. They put on a lot of pressure to commit. Well, a few days ago, I found out that they actually did not cancel that reservation as I requested and automatically took it out of my checking account at the beginning of December. It has been a struggle trying to get all of that straightened out. In Nashville, we were pressured, and every time they didn't know how to answer our pointed question, they would leave for several minutes and maybe come back with an answer. Wanting desperately to get out of there, we agreed to everything, knowing that we could cancel if need be. That was a lie. As I mentioned earlier, we inquired about any other charges or fees involved in this interaction and this contract, and we were told no. Therefore, it is worthy of mentioning now that we have just received a bill from Club Wyndham, located in Las Vegas, with an assessment summary. This includes filing fees plus title insurance if we decide to purchase it. The amount is for a program fee for which we were never informed. It is evidently a fee charged for the number of points we own. We purchased 154,000 points, for which they complimented us 246,000 points as a reward for the previous lies they told us in Branson. We are now being charged for the complimentary points. Once again, they are trying to cheat us out of money not agreed upon. In summary, my partner and I were lied to, deceived, misled, and defrauded by Club Wyndham, Wyndham Vacation Resorts, and all other agencies and organizations involved in the herein described real estate transaction. We were tricked into a sales presentation, deceived about the investment value, fraudulently lied to about the contents of the contract, pressured into signing without reading the contract, not allowed to leave, and taken advantage of on our vacation. Thank you.